Hello everyone, this is Gwydion, and in today's video I'm going to show you a program called Audiomovers. Now a couple disclaimers right off the bat, and that is this video is probably going to be meant or intended for 10% or less of the folks out there that are looking to stream sounds to players. The reason for that is, one, there is a cost to it. Most of the programs that I recommend and that I personally use are free. But there is a cost to it. But this is really intended for those that are trying to stream the absolute best audio they can to their players for their gaming sessions, and also do it as simply as they can. So in this case, with one link that you send out to any of your players, all they have to do is click on one link to listen to the sound through their browser. And you can send anything, anything that you're sending through, say, a voice meter potato, or voice meter banana. So the program costs either $3.99 a week, $9.99 a month, or $99.99 a year. So personally, I'm testing this right now, but I believe I'm going to sign up for the $100 for a year. In my mind, $8 a month, given how much I love audio and the simplicity and the ability to send uncompressed audio with virtually no latency, this is going to be worth it to me. But for those of you that are just fine with clean feed, which might be 90% plus of you, I would recommend keep using clean feed. I love that program. It works great, and it's a great way to send audio to your players. But for those that want something just a little bit more, keep watching, and I'll walk you through how this works. So you're going to need a few programs to make this work. Audiomovers is a VST plugin, so you will need some type of DAW or program that will be able to play back VST programs. What I use is a program called minihost modular, which is free, and I will put a link in the description in the YouTube video that you're watching, so that you can find that, and also a link to Audiomovers. But basically, go to the website, follow the instructions to download, and get the free download, and you'll get a week's worth of time to try this. So with that, let's jump right in. I'm going to open minihost modular and show you what this looks like. Click OK, and again, this is you can download this pretty quickly and easily. I believe you might have to sign up to a quick forum post or some type of email. I don't recall. It's been a while, but it's free, definitely. Okay, so when you first launch this, you're going to want to go to File, Preferences, and make sure the audio device type is ASIO, excuse me. You definitely want that, and you want voice meter potato insert. Okay, that's going to be important. I set my sample rate to 44,100. If you open voice meter, you should be able to tell up here your main hardware out what is that sample rate. All of mine are set to, all my cables and everything are set to 44,100. So I would set that to whatever your main output is. Okay, the other important point, let me open up voice meter for a second, show you. Now, if this was working and I tested it, you should see all the bars go up and down, but you see nothing. I'm clicking test. That's because we have to do one more thing to connect voice meter potato with minihost modular. So click on Menu, System Settings, and you'll see all of these patch inserts at the bottom. So what we want to do is we want to connect the patch inserts for the cables or the inputs that we want to send through this Audiomover program and through minihost modular. So I do not want to send my mic because my voice is going to go through Discord. I do not want to send Discord because that'll go right back to players and they'll hear their own voice and the world will explode. Not good. So the first cable I want to send is Sirenscape. So that is going to be input number 3 on this patch insert. So given I want this in stereo, I'm going to click left and right. They highlight in the light blue, they light up. I'm going to do the next cable, which is I send Sample Librarian, another program I use. And then the next input for me is open. And then I'm going to go ahead and connect all the other virtual inputs. So I'm just going to connect the left and right for all of these. This is my virtual input, aux input, and then finally virtual input 3. Done with that. So now when I test, you won't hear anything, but all the bars should go up and down. So I heard that, and you see all the bars go up and down, so I know I'm working. Okay. Got that part working. So now let's go back to the main guts of the program. Okay. So what I'm first going to do here is double click on audio in. So this is, what am I going to send into this program? I'm going to start with Sirenscape. And so to determine what input and output, if you open this, you're going to see all of these numbers, a ton of them, 30 of them. So they go from left to right. Each of your inputs on Voicemeeter will have two inputs for stereo, left and then right channel. So the first two are my mic. Open this up again just to show you. So the first is my mic. The first and second. Discord is 3 and 4. Sirenscape will be 5 and 6. So all I need to do is click on 5, make sure this box is orange and checked for stereo. So now that'll pick up two, both left and right channel of Sirenscape. Okay. Now, the other thing you're going to want to make sure that you've done, if you go back to Preferences, click on the Plugins tab, and you're going to make sure you scan and verify. Most of your programs will be in Program Files. Most of your VSTs, whatever you've downloaded, should be in Program Files, Steinberg VST plugins, or Program Files VST plugins. But the main thing is you should see this listen to .dll. That's what you want to load up. Okay, so make sure it's in here. You scan and verify. It'll scan, it'll find them, it'll put all your plugins in here. Once you do that, if you right-click anywhere on the black screen here, add plugin, and then go to listen to. Okay, it's going to bring up the plugin, and right now nothing's connected to it, but you can see that it has connections available. So I'm going to left-click and drag my connection here into the program. So now sending audio to Audiomovers, that's all I need to do to send Sirenscape to this program. But if I want to monitor it and hear what's coming just to make sure I know what's being sent to it, I've got to connect this to an output in Voicemeeter. So I'm going to connect it over here. I'm going to double click. I'm going to set this to, I'll just say VAI03. And I know that this is number 27 in the terms of the input, 27 and 28. So I'm going to select that. The way I know that, show you quickly, is you just count. Each of these will be 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4. If you count all the way over here, these are 27 and 28, and they're lit up. Okay. So to see if this is working, when you play a sound, these lines will start kind of showing movement to show the sound waves that are going through them. So let's just play something. Right now, I'm going to play Barguest Battle and Angry Barguest. Okay, so you should hear that in Sirenscape, and you can also see the sound waves moving, so I know it's going through this application, okay, which is great. Let me stop this for a second. I know I have that cable. So now anything you want, and it's going to take a second to stop, anything you want to go in here, you can set up another cable. So if you right-click and add input node, make sure that's correct. Yeah, so right-click, add input node, stereo, make sure you're doing stereo. And let's call this one Sample Librarian. That's another program I'm using. So again, as far as the inputs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so 7, 8 will be my next channel, the one I'm trying to send out. So I just do 7, okay, drag this anywhere you want, actually. Once it gets to that, there you go. Now I just connect it here, and they're both, now I've got Sample Librarian and my Sirenscape cable going into this program and out. So if I want to listen to it, again, this is VAI03, so it's going to play back for me here. Okay. All right. So let's open up Listen To. So once you open this up, you're going to have your name. You can set your name to be whatever you want in the program when you sign up, a password, and you need to make sure that you log in when this is opened. Click Login. So now you see all the information. Now you have a link. Now, whatever you want to title your stream or your session, I'm just going to say GUID test. And when you copy this link, whenever this name changes, this link will change. But basically, you copy that link to your clipboard, and that's what you're going to send to your players. However, there's one more thing I want to show you. Here's your dropdown. In Windows, I think on the Mac, you have more options, but in Windows, these are the options you have. So I'm going to take a break for a second to show you options on the quality. Okay. So if you go to Audiomovers and you go to their support page, you can look at the options you have for streaming. So these are all the options. Again, on the Windows, you don't have quite all of these, but it shows you the typical compressed audio formats, and this is how most audio is sent. And you can see AAC 128, gives you a description, good quality, and what the recommended internet speed. So I use Wi-Fi for everything, which I shouldn't. I should use my Ethernet, but I do have pretty strong internet and signal, so I'm in pretty good shape. I've been testing this program out, and I've been using mainly this PCM 44.1 kilohertz, so it uses some bandwidth, but it's also CD quality, and again, uncompressed. So it should be exactly as I'm hearing it is what you should hear. Whereas if I use the compressed formats, it'll be good, but it won't be quite as good. I know that's not a very technical explanation, but it's a layman's explanation. So take a look at this, and you can always play around with what sounds work for you. If there's any clipping, if your internet's strong enough, are there any cutouts? So let's go back to our program here. So I'm going to go to PCM 16-bit, and you can see this shows you have a limit of 40 connections, so up to 40 people can click on that link and listen to this. Latency. Set this to what you want, play around with it. I've been messing around. I want to get it as quick as short latency as I can, so I've been trying 0.2. See if that works. So once you have this up, click on Start Transmission. Okay, so now let's go back. You can see nothing's moving. Let's go back to our Sirenscape. I'm going to play that Barghest battle again. Okay, so now you can hear it. I'm going to turn it off, so I'm going to mute this in OBS just so I can talk through this. So this is now muted in OBS. However, it is still going, and it's being sent into Audiomover. And the way you know that, see this stream is going through and playing out here. If I had another sample going through Sample Librarian and playing something through there, you'd see this line move, and both sets of audio would be coming out, and it's going into this program. So I know it's working, and what I'm going to try to do right now, just to show you how easy this is, I'm going to copy the link. I'm going to paste it, since again, I know you shouldn't be able to hear it anymore. My browser. So this is what your players would do. Once they click on that link, and then they would hit Start Listening, you can see the audio going up and down. And it's just a little hard to read, but once you hover over the little microphone or the speaker here, you can move this up and down. So if your players want to, if it's too loud, they can move it up and down. But it tells you a couple things. Connection, what's the session name, what's the sample rate it's coming over at, and that this is coming over as lossless PCM 16 bits, 0.2 second latency. So now what I'm going to try to do, well, you are hearing this now through the desktop, because this is my standard playback. So this should be how you would hear it if you were connected to the stream. So again, this is exactly how you would hear it on the stream as your players would be listening to it. So I'm going to leave that going for a second, and I'm going to open, why not, Sample Librarian, just to show you that we can get multiple things going through here. And I'll just do a little, rain. Try to find that. Wood forest. How about rainfall? Just rain. That should start playing. Now you can see both going through. Maybe I'll do something lighter in Sirenscape. And I'm not hearing this, so I'm doing this. We'll just say the blacksmith. Play that background in Sirenscape. So now should have some rain sounds. Now I'm going to monitor this. I'm going to take a second, minimize this, and then I'm going to monitor this in mine, see how it's coming back since I selected it through VAIO. I'm going to select, I have my AirPods on right now for this video, so I need to select A3 to hear it. There you go. I can hear the rain, and I can hear the blacksmith. So that's it. I'm going to turn this off so I don't have all the background sounds. And I will turn off Sample Librarian, which is a great program, fun program. So look, guys, I mean, it's a little more complicated, granted. And again, it's, $100 annually, but man, I love the fact that I can copy one link, send it to my players. And to me, the sound quality is, from what I've seen so far, and I'll test this a bit more, but pretty tremendous. So sorry for a little bit longer video than normal. I hope you enjoyed it, and let me know if you liked it or not. And until next time, I'll see most of you or some of you on the Fantasy Grounds forums.